It starts right now.
A new day.
A new day. So today we're going to focus on building an inner duct in the hood for the oil cooler, the top half of the oil cooler, after it scoops up the air to diffuse out this hole. And then we're also going to possibly add some fins to this back section. There'll be a fin in here too. And then also make the plug for the front little scoop thing, I think. Maybe, we'll see.
Possible little carbon fiber repairs, maybe?
Oh yeah. I dropped this corner forever ago. From like on top of my head and I cracked it. Also, this is like, you know, just 3 sheets thin on that corner, so it's not very thick, but it's also a flex point, so it cracked, and then every time I pull off the hood, it like flexes there. So I've got a good method to bracing that from the back, really making it super strong. We'll do it the other side too, so if I ever like drop it again, it doesn't happen again. And then, yeah, we'll just go through a quick how to fix carbon fiber thing. And that's probably gonna be it for today, because I don't know, we might not even be able to get that plug done, but
we'll see how far
we'll leave that.
We made super size canards.
Yeah. Or I'm trying to think of what else these look like, but these weigh like nothing. You can see it's the sandwich core, same Divinicel stuff that we've been doing. But
that will be coming in the following video.
Next episode we're gonna do a full mounting of these.
Dang, got popped.
Get your suit about there, obviously not on the ground. And then we're also gonna have like a little, fin down the middle of them with an L bracket on it to actually make like a little vortices that'll block off all of the air that's coming from the tires. Which is the main point of these. The intersection is going to have a channel in it to block off the dirty air from the tire here. And then this center right here, I might have a little inlet from the side of the car. So it's gonna be very fast moving air here. And then this one, this vein down here is actually gonna end maybe like around here. And that'll just keep all the air rushing out fast to not interfere with any of the 3 center tunnels.
Aero tips 101 with 10.
Because the actual strakes of a diffuser are not to like straighten out flow or anything like that. It's literally just to keep dirty air from interfering with the other tunnel, which is why the main tunnel in the center is the most open. Because there's no point on having any sidewalls to it.
Cool.
You don't need it. But yeah, so that'll be next episode. We're gonna make another little mount here that'll hold the outside of this. This is actually gonna get glued to the side of this guy. And then I'll show you the mounting of the center vane thing, and we'll go in better detail over all that stuff. Let me not get rocked again. So I mocked it up on Saturday. It's just cut. It doesn't have the mount on the top like you saw in the last episode. So this is literally just taped here. It's got 1 bolt in the bottom, that's it.
Tape and 1 bolt, quality.
Yeah, but I just wanted to make sure that this was not gonna touch the exhaust, which it's not. I cut these little things in them because they're cool. And then I'm also, before we mount it on them, obviously I'm gonna put another vent in this fender. It might have to be a little higher up than the other side just because of where the exhaust runs. And then we're gonna run that gold tape stuff on the back of it to hopefully save the carbon fiber from getting too damaged from any heat. But when we had this thing running, I had it running for like an hour. I could put my hand on
the exhaust
at the front.
Yeah.
We'll see when it's like running hot on the track after a couple laps.
I just about to say that track day is gonna be where you really see how hot it gets.
Yeah, exactly. Not from idling around and driving around the parking lot, but that's all I've done so far. And then we're also gonna get into mounting mirrors, finishing up the window stuff, all the stuff we need to get it driving. And Alex and his buddy are gonna fly down here to deliver the taillights and headlights. Another little surprise. Carbon turbo fans for the wheels on the 15th is what we're planning. So
dang, we got big stuff coming.
at least 2 episodes from now, maybe 3 episodes from now. But
It's like the final touches.
yeah, but they'll actually, it's cool because he's actually going to be here so he can explain how he does all this stuff he's already made for this build. So
Gotta go ahead and
cool.
prepare my questions for him.
Yeah, exactly. Airworks is his company. We'll link it below like we usually do. I put some tape on the front of the hood already just for some reference points. Like I need to reference where this piece of the duct for the radiator is. And then I put some pieces of tape on the underside to reference where the oil cooler starts because it's very close to it.
So what, you gonna just take the hood off now?
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the hood off. Actually, I'm gonna take a couple measurements now and then take the hood off and then we'll just go from there. Get back to work.
Get back to work. This will make for a cool skate ramp.
Little kicker.
Little tech decks, little finger ones.
Dude, tech decks. So good.
About 10 magicians his way with some construction paper. Your boy getting them angles. Look at this. All them angles. Right now we're chilling underneath the Datsun hood, getting you a good POV shot.
Of me getting destroyed by mosquitoes.
Yeah, me too. I try to like raise my socks up really high, but it is not helping.
Got them fresh filters. Filter fish.
Damn, I knew you was about to say that.
Wow. Alright, we've been hanging out too much, bro. Last time I said that was probably when we were recording.
Before he puts on the mask though, what he's gonna do is
I'm going to, so I made these little templates.
out of
2 fins and then the side of the whole scoop.
construction paper.
Yeah. It's actually like a manila folder. What are they called?
Yeah, manila folders.
Vanilla folders. It's ube folder. And then I'm gonna transfer that onto some carbon stock that I made, just with some spare bits of carbon. And then we're gonna epoxy it all together. I'm gonna do the 2 sides on first, and then the 2 vent straight things, and then we're gonna put the back on it.
Okay. How you gonna get it to stand up straight?
Magic.
I believe it.
I'm just gonna use some 1 minute epoxies, and 1 minute epoxy in what, 90-degree weather is very dangerous because it'll harden fast. But 1 minute epoxy, line here, swipe it, 1 minute epoxy, swipe it, and I'm gonna set these inside, set the width. Let it harden for like 5 minutes, and then we'll sand the edges of these. Same thing, epoxy, epoxy. Let it rest. And then we'll have to cut a piece to run along the top of this, but it'll scoobity-doop up the whole thing. That's the plan. And then we're gonna test to see if it fits. Because I'm not doing it right now. Just gonna glue it on there and hope we did good eyeball measurements.
Now it is the race against time. Wow, I just noticed you wore gloves today.
Yeah.
No peeling of fingerprints.
It didn't work out that well that last time, so that's why. Okay. There we go.
That you squeezing it as tight as you can.
What's that?
You like squeezing it in tight so that way when you go to glue the middle pieces, it like has enough resistance.
Yeah. And then the tape just makes it look less messy. But we all know we're not too worried about that.
Yeah, especially if it's underneath.
still a little soft. I'm gonna flip it. Just that. Actually, I kind of like them where they are. So let this dry for a couple minutes, and then test fit it. Make sure that these side supports don't hit the actual front of the radiator ducting. As long as it doesn't hit, then we can take it back off and add the top on. And then it'll be from the oil cooler back, it'll be completely ducted all the way out, so no air is going to pass into the oil cooler and then go out, like get hot air out into my engine bay and stuff like that. So it'll all duct in and come right out through these two slots, and then the third one will be back here farther away. So these holes are progressively getting bigger. It's about inch and a half, maybe like 2.5 inches, and then this hole open.
What you using, like a slab for the rest of it?
Yeah, a flat piece that's the width of this, but it's only going to go until probably about here, because the oil cooler obviously needs to have a space to come in. So from I'd say like maybe about here to here, there'll just be a piece that runs along that.
What does that do? Loosen up the resin so you can bend it?
Should help a little bit.
It's interesting. It's like similar traits to metal. There you go, son. You don't even need glue. Just use tape.
Speed tape.
Get you some Flex Seal.
What I really need is some gosh darn clamps.
What happened to him? You lost him? There's no missing. Shot things.
What's the missing?
You need a hand putting it on?
Let me try. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna try putting it on from the side.
Bring it in locker room tight. See what it looks like. Dude, the photographer guy I used to work with when I did weddings, every time we came to group photos, he'd be like, all right, y'all, it's time to go ahead and take these formals. Get in locker room tight, nut to butt.
Locker room tight.
He did it on purpose. It made them feel uncomfortable when they'll start laughing.
Guess it works. Cool. I'll have to like cut that away with a razor blade, but it's fine. I'm gonna re-clear my hood, obviously, because it was a little dry when I cleared it compared to the rest of the body, which is why it looks a little hazier. So once I sand it down, but I figured I'd get the fender vents and all that stuff in, so I can just get it all finished up and then clear it one more time. Be done. But I'm happy with that. Looks cool. But main point is it's functional. So it literally is like floating right above. It's got an even gap around the oil cooler. So what I'm gonna do is get that, you know that like It's like a C-clamp almost with like a little piece of rubber tube on the end of it. It's hard to describe. So when you have like a flat panel, the little clamp clamps onto the flat panel, and then it has like a little rubber tube that runs along with it. So you can seal up something airtight, but it can have like a little gap.
So you know when I'm recording, I hear you, but I don't hear you. I'm looking at the camera. It's going through one ear and right out the other.
And he'll rewatch it like 10 times when editing and be like, that's what he meant.
When it gets to the lab, then I'll be like, you know what? I see what he was talking about.
It gets to the lab. Cool. Well, yeah, I'm real happy with that. It's not as late as the last night, but it is 9:10.
Ooh, we shut down hour and a half, I think. Quality.
So, just gonna do some cleanup.